Hi folks, welcome back to Whiskey and Watches with Nick. We are on, believe it or not, our 30th, my 30th episode of this channel. I'm very excited about that. It's quite a milestone, or feels like it at least to me. And oddly enough, for this 30th anniversary, I'm not doing a whiskey tonight. I'm doing a beer. You may have seen some of the shorts that I've been doing called Beer You Should Be Drinking. I've done 5 or 6 of them so far. Some of them have gotten quite a few views, some of them have gotten no views. Thank you, YouTube algorithm. Anyway, I thought I would take just a few more minutes and do a long form beer review. No real reason why, just kind of in the mood. I was out late doing some errands today. Mrs. Whiskey and Watches is still out of town visiting her family overseas. So I'm doing a bachelor supper of, don't laugh, crackers, cheese, and pickles. And of course, beer. So, onto the beer itself. Tonight I am drinking the Ferment Brewing Company ESB. Ferment is actually a somewhat new-ish brewery in the wild milieu of brewing here in the Oregon, Washington area, the northwestern United States. They're located, about an hour or so east of Portland, Oregon, up the Columbia River, in a town called Hood River, which is famous, well, it's famous for a couple of reasons. It's famous for windsurfing and parasailing, or paragliding, I get them mixed up, parasailing, because the wind coming down the Columbia River Gorge is, on a gentle day, pretty much ferocious, and on an angry day, it's pretty much a gale. So yeah, windsurfing. And Hood River's also famous because it was where one of the first breweries in the American microbrew revolution in the early 80s opened up. Full Sail Brewing, which is still around and just still cranking out good beer, was founded in like 83 or 84. So Hood River has kind of a brewing history. It's also where another one of the best breweries in Oregon called Freem, or Freem, depending on how we feel like pronouncing it. I think it's actually Freem, is located. They do really some very exotic Belgian or Saison or farmhouse inspired beers, as well as more straight ahead styles like an IPA, a Pilsner, so on and so forth. They don't do anything dark. The heaviest beer they do is, I take that way, way back. They do some excellent barrel aged stouts that are available in like 375 milliliter or 300 milliliter bottles. They do some outstanding, I can't believe I even said that, wish I could edit. They do some outstanding dark beers, really heavy stouts and browns, barrel aged. They experiment with, different casks, wine casks, sherry casks, bourbon casks, rum casks. Very, very avant in their dark beers. Honest to God, I can't believe I said that. I'm not even drunk yet. What's my excuse? None of that, however, has anything to do, at least directly, with the beer we're drinking tonight, which is, I must say, pretty damn good. I think it's the first I've had from Ferment Brewing Company, FBC. Sorry, the lighting in here is horrible right now. I'll just read the info off the back of the bottle. True to the style, it's come in at 5.4%, right where an ESB should be, in my opinion. Above 5, below 6. Nah, I'm not going to read that. I'm just going to show you this lovely brew in a Freem Brewing glass. Really nice aroma. First off, the head is settled, but it poured up a flawless half-inch head very easily. Really nice. Malty, warm biscuit aroma. Rich malt flavor on a medium body, so it's not syrupy, It's not sticky. There's nothing unpleasant at all. It's really nice. I feel like I'm drinking bread, which is frankly kind of a nice sensation to get, I think, from an ESB. The hops are not pronounced. I don't know what they're using. I wouldn't even guess. They're coming through as just a very nondescript, generic in a good way, bitterness on the finish. Again, keeping this very, very nicely malted ale from being sticky or yucky. It's almost refreshing, which is a weird thing to say for an ESB, which has this much malt character to it. They nailed it. They really nailed it. I feel like an idiot for saying that Pfriem didn't make dark beers. And I also feel like an idiot for not having tried ferment before, because this has me very much intrigued by what these folks are doing. This is super. This is an 8.5 out of 10, solidly. As it's opening, I'm getting a little bit more hop on the nose. It was all bread. I mean, it was like bread or biscuit. Even like bready yeast or yeasty bread on the nose initially. Now, I'm catching the hops. Still wouldn't hazard a guess at the variety. I'm just not that good on hops. Sometimes I can pick out what I think might be, but not here. A slight grassy hop note. Nothing inappropriately citrusy or bright. A little grassy, a little herbal hop. Just right. For those of you who are familiar with how the beers get made out here on the west coast of the US sometimes, restraint with hops is not always present, and it gets stupid sometimes. And I won't review these beers because I can't drink them. I am not a hop fiend. There are some people out here who have, I think, like serious mental problems where they just basically need to feel like they're licking a fresh hop bud in order to enjoy their beer. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just like old. I'm 44 now. No. I remember actually, forget it. I remember having Blue Heron Ale at the Bridgeport Brew Pub on 13th and White? No, doesn't matter. Guess I'm feeling a little nostalgic tonight. Oh, folks, I will spare you any further nostalgia. Hope you enjoyed tonight's beer chat. Kind of a different vibe, a different feel, almost like different format than the whiskey reviews. It was fun. On the off chance anyone's still watching, I sincerely thank you. And if you have any thoughts on beer, leave them in the comments section. Until then, take care, be well, be happy, drink your whiskey or your beer or whatever makes you happy. And for crying out loud, get a watch in your life and I will fix my lighting. Take care.